Deputy reassigned. BSO now investigating after video surfaces showing a rough takedown of a teen. Only on 6, you'll hear from that teen's family.
Rain on the way. First Alert Doppler 6000 tracking some nasty weather looming across the state when that system makes its way to South Florida.
A mother desperate to get help for her special needs daughter calls NBC6 Responds. What we did to get this family the answers they needed.
Live, the news on NBC 6 at 6 starts now.
At first, how the officer made it seem, he made it seem like, my son was at fault. But when I see what really happened, like I was in such a shock.
A Broward Sheriff's deputy off the streets tonight, reassigned and under investigation after this video showing the rough takedown of a teen in Tamarack. Good evening, everyone. Thanks for joining us. I'm Jackie Nesbro.
And I'm Keith Jones. The Broward Sheriff's Office announced that investigation today. NBC6 investigator Willard Shepard has the interview with that teen's mother that you'll see only on 6. He joins us live now. Willard?
Well, Keith, this woman extremely upset about what she says she saw in that video. This video, the latest one of its type, coming out showing interactions between South Florida residents and police departments. This time, BSO now under the microscope about this. This young man was in court earlier during the day. Then he spent a segment of his day over in the hospital. We spoke to his mother about all of this.
I called the place and they told me, say, they can release him. And then I'm used to my son being home at night.
Just a short time ago, we spoke with the woman whose son was seen being pepper sprayed and then taken to the ground and struck by a BSO deputy. We are not revealing her last name to keep her son's identity confidential. She spent most of the day in the hospital with him.
And they said his nose was fractured.
The video taken Thursday near her son's Broward High School prompted the sheriff to take action and place the deputy in an administrative position. The woman's son was charged with assault on a law enforcement officer. That mystified his mother.
When I see what really happened, like I was in such a shock, like my heart, like I couldn't even cry. I ain't even sleep yet. It's like I'm still up from yesterday. I couldn't believe it because I expect the police to protect us, not to hurt us. So it hurt me. My heart hurt. And any mother see their son or their child on the news, they will react the same way.
Friday afternoon, the sheriff released a video statement indicating an investigation was underway.
I wanted to assure you that this incident is being conducted under a thorough investigation.
I think justice, that's all I'm looking for, is justice on my son's behalf. So no other mother, no one else can go through this. It hurt me.
Also looking for justice on behalf of this family, their attorney, Richard Della Ferra. He told me this afternoon he's got a lot of questions after going through the paperwork that the BSO deputies file with the juvenile court about what happened, and then actually seeing the video. He thinks there's a lot of contradictions there. Also, the sheriff urging patience, saying that they're going to get to the bottom of this and do what's right. We'll have much more of our interview with this mother tonight at 11. Reporting live in Broward County, Willard Shepard, NBC 6 News.
Willard, thanks for that. Well, sunny skies over South Florida right now, but the rain is coming.
Yeah, it's the same system that caused serious downpours across the state today and even put Central Florida under a tornado watch at one point.
South Florida's Chief Meteorologist John Morales is in the forecast center. Hey, John, when will the rain start falling?
Yeah, I think we'll see it tonight, probably between 8 and 10. And we'll get a couple of thunderstorms with that, although, I don't think this is one of the most noteworthy events we've had. I mean, we are currently not under any kind of watch or warning in South Florida. It's off to our north and to our northwest, where there is a severe thunderstorm watch. This is what you see here in yellow. It's not a tornado watch, it's a severe thunderstorm watch, as the line of thunderstorms will continue to advance towards the southeast over the next several hours this evening. There you go. That's a long line of thunderstorms extending from Central Florida all the way into the Gulf of Mexico and close to the Florida Keys. Now, within our viewing area, we have seen a couple of pop-up showers move quickly through. I mean, these are racing through from southwest to northeast, but they're few and far between. Of course, we did see some rain this morning in parts of South Florida, but that is long gone. I'll get you more information on the timing of this for this evening and then what you can expect for Easter weekend. That's coming up in about 15 minutes. Back to you.
Okay, we'll see you then. Thank you. Following some breaking news right now. This is out of Miami Gardens. The man wanted for shooting a grandmother over dispute with her dog is now in custody. Police saying Lirio Minnis turned himself in. NBC6 reporter Jamie Garola is at the scene now. Jamie.
Well, this is a family that has made multiple public pleas for anybody with tips to turn it into information, and even for the suspect to go ahead and turn himself in. It appears as though maybe that may have worked in this case. Miami Gardens police says they now have a suspect in custody accused of the shooting. Danette Dee Dee Simmons' family believes she was killed over a dog, and now Miami Gardens police say her accused murderer turned himself in. His name is Lirio Minnis. He's 25 years old. He faces a number of serious charges, including second-degree murder. First responders found Simmons dead inside her home more than 2 weeks ago. Family says her dog wandered into a neighbor's yard, and when someone returned the pet, strangers showed up saying the dog belonged to them. That's when the shots were fired and Simmons was struck by a bullet. Back out here live now, you can see the front door. Even though this happened more than 2 weeks ago, there are still candles and flowers expressing sympathy and condolences to the victim here. The family is still grieving. Behind me, they're getting ready for a wake. The funeral is tomorrow. It's worth noting, it's worth pointing out that this is the second person to turn themselves in related to a Miami Gardens crime. Just about 2 weeks ago, a man walked into a New York City police department and said he was responsible for a double homicide in this area. Reporting live tonight from Miami Gardens, Jamie Garola, NBC6 News.
Jamie, thanks. New details in a deadly three-car wreck. Police say one of the drivers who reportedly caused the catastrophic crash has never been issued a Florida driver's license. Investigators say the 18-year-old boy only had a valid ID card at the time of the crash. BSO says the two cars were drag racing on Alligator Alley when they collided into an SUV with 7 people inside. A 9-year-old girl was killed by the impact. 3 others were seriously injured.
Well, a possible legal fight over the future of the city of Miami's golf course. International Links at Melreese Country Club is a spot where some city leaders have envisioned a soccer stadium complex in the entertainment area. Miami's top elected official now, he's questioning how the public facility is actually being managed. NBC6 political reporter Steve Litz has been following this back and forth. He brings us to the latest.
There's some bad blood brewing between Miami's mayor and the operator of the International Links at Melreese Country Club. In fact, a lawsuit has been drafted accusing management company DeLuca Enterprises of operating more than a dozen businesses out of Miami's only public golf course. Charlie DeLuca is a fixture in Miami's golf community. City Commissioner Manolo Reyes thinks the possible suit is an effort to move DeLuca and the golf course out.
I think this is one of the first steps, and what really amazes me is that it is a draconian decision, and that I want you out of there without coming to the commission.
Soccer icon David Beckham and his Miami business partners want to replace Melreese with a soccer stadium complex to include a hotel, restaurants, office space, and green space. The city's complaint claims the defendants have each used the real property of the city of Miami, known as Melreese Golf Course, as their principal place of business. None of these business entities had or have a legal right to use that address or those premises. Renee Pedrosa is a spokesman for the mayor's office.
The city has been asking the Melreese folks to provide the documentation of other numbers, what's going in, what's coming out. It's been unfruitful.
The lawyer for the management company released a statement saying, in part, DeLuca Enterprises had previously addressed the city's questions about most, if not all, of the companies. A resolution to move forward with possible legal action is set to be considered at the next commission meeting. Both parties hope to have the matter settled before it comes to that. That next commission meeting is set for next Thursday, and we will see if the two sides have ironed out their differences by then or not. Reporting from Miami, I'm Steve Litz, NBC6 News.
Steve, thanks. Well, it's been just a few weeks since Miramar Mayor Wayne Messam announced his bid for the presidency, and already there are signs some bumps are along the road. NBC6 investigator Tony Pipitone joins us now in the newsroom. Tony?
Yeah, Jackie, in the race for campaign cash, Messam originally reported taking in more than $80,000. Last among the notable candidates, but it turned out a mistake was made in the filing and the number was actually half that. A minor error, blamed, he says, on a software glitch. But today the mayor concedes there's also an issue with how to spend the money that remains.
The issues that I'm bringing forward are just...
By any measure, Miramar Mayor Wayne Messum's quest for the presidency is a long shot.
We are not addressing these high-stake problems that we must deal with today.
But to do that on a large scale, his campaign needs money. And through last month, his committees received less than $44,000, spending less than $2,000. And there have been some issues with whatever cash remains.
Was there a problem with the payroll coming out this week?
Only issues that we've had in terms of understanding those individuals who have made claims for payment, to ensure that individuals who are making claims for payments that they actually have done work.
A former staffer told the New Times some weren't paid this week, and many left the campaign.
Are they still on the campaign? The paid people?
The Wayne Messum for America campaign does not have employees. We have consultants and vendors that are working for Wayne for America campaign.
How a previous Messum campaign has spent money is currently under investigation by the Florida Elections Commission. These checks, totaling more than $9,000 from his 2015 mayoral campaign, were cashed by his personal business for such things as, like this $4,000 check, marketing and consulting. His company is a construction company.
Were you improperly funneling money to you and your wife's business with campaign money?
Of course not.
Then why didn't you cooperate with the Inspector General in the time frame that was necessary so that they could make that determination?
We had full cooperation. All available documents that's required to be reported for campaigns were properly and timely submitted.
But that's not what the Broward Inspector General argued. It investigated whether he may have personally profited from his 2015 campaign and, citing a lack of prompt cooperation, found probable cause to believe the Messums may have violated Florida campaign finance law and referred the case to the Florida Elections Commission. Now, the Elections Commission does not comment on ongoing investigations until it may find probable cause, but Messum said he has responded to the open investigation and the matter is currently being reviewed. Reporting live in the newsroom, Tony Pipitone, NBC6 News.
Tony, thanks. Still to come, a mother isn't happy with the way her special needs daughter returns home from school.
Yeah, after the break here, how NBC6 Response stepped in to make a difference for this family.
She takes blood pressure, she edits the yearbook. Talise does a little bit of everything and gets amazing grades, and she's going to one of the best colleges in America. She's a student working at greatness. We're going to show you how she's making a difference coming up in Swag on 6. Oh, that hurts.
Yeah.